welcome to our very first Q&A. I haven't done videos in such a long time because, as you might know, I left YouTube, I also left Instagram. So those were the spaces where I used to make videos for, and now that I haven't done this in a while, it feels a little awkward. But I'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So these are the questions that I asked for 2 newsletters ago, and you don't have to wait for the newsletter to ask these questions at any point. You can just send me an email, or there's a chat button here on the app, on the Buy Me a Coffee app, and you can just ask your questions. It's just part of how things are going here. So the first question, I'll give you a context before we get into the question itself. And the context of this question, the person that asked the question had just lost someone that had been working on their life, that had been working on getting healthier, or sorting out their finances, or sorting out their life basically. And they lost their life as they were in the process of doing that. And this sent them in such a raw place in their life, and this is where the question comes from. The first question is, why all this? I am looking at my notes. So the first question is, why all this? Why take care of oneself? Why even bother? If we are going to die anyway, if we'll all end up dying, why even bother? And that is such a fantastic question, and I think all of us should ask ourselves that. And we should all have a why of why even wake up in the morning. I'm not even talking about self-care now and all the spiritual journeys that people take, but just waking up. Why even wake up in the morning? And I think it's such an important question to ask oneself and have your own answer, or your own reason why you do what you do, why you wake up every day, why do you even bother breathing? You could stop at any point. So my answer to this, why we get into these caring for ourselves spaces, my answer to that has to do with the quality of life. I think there's a certain kind of quality, especially if you're here in this space, or if you work with me, there's a certain quality of life that you crave, that you know you can have, that you know that you desire. And what this gives, although it does not give you the guarantee that you will not die, or it does not give you that you will not face problems, what it gives you is that you'll have a better quality of life. And what do I mean by that? Because quality of life could mean so many things. I just mean you are able to say that, yes, I experienced life on earth. You're able to say, I was there and I saw everything. You could see the colors. There's a tree just right in front of me. You could see the green trees. You could hear the birds singing. Everything that's happening here, you were able to experience it. It's like going to a favorite place, a place that you've always wanted to see, and a place that you feel like is beautiful, and then deciding to get drunk just before you get there. It's not wrong, nor is it right. What it is your experience will not be you will not see as much as someone who didn't go there drunk, who went there sober. Does that make sense? So this is us taking care of ourselves and saying, I would like to be sober as I watch all of this happening around me, and as I see all of this beauty that I am surrounded by, including your own beauty, that you're able to see just how you yourself are beautiful, without all the clutter, without all the substances. And by substances, I mean even this device that I'm using that could cloud all of that. So that is my answer to such a question of finding motivation to wake up, or finding motivation to keep going. It's just like, well, I would just like to have a certain quality of life, and only I know what that kind of quality of life is. And not just that, I also would like to be present. I would also like to see all the colors. I'd like to hear all the sounds. I'd like to experience as many people as possible, whatever that means to you. So that's why we do this. Even if you only get to do that for 2 days, consider yourself lucky. Even if you just get 2 days of being present, even if you get 2 years, 200 years, whatever amount of time you get to be here, let it be wonderful. And that's what you are working towards as you're taking care of yourself. So I hope that answers your question. All right. The second question is, The context is here affirmations, and they were looking for an affirmation to say, how do I replace I didn't care anyway? So they have this affirmation that they say all the time, whereby they're like, oh well, I didn't care anyways. They lose an opportunity to get a job and they're like, oh well, I didn't care anyways. Like, it's an opportunity of a relationship, I didn't care anyways. How does one replace that? The first thing I want to mention is that we do that to protect ourselves. We say I didn't care anyways because we don't want the pain and the hurt of feeling rejected by a situation, rejected by an opportunity, rejected by life itself. So we reject life first and we say, well, I don't care about that job. I don't care about money anyways. That's the one that many people use. We're like, well, money is useless anyway. I don't care about it. Just so we can feel like we were not rejected. We rejected the money first before it rejected us. And if we understand that first, if you understand that you're doing this to save yourself, that's the number one thing. You're doing this to save yourself from the hurt of being rejected. So the first thing will be to find healthier ways. And if you'd like me to share that on the next Q&A, you can send me a question. You can find healthier ways of accepting rejection. You can find healthier ways of understanding that not everything in life is for you, to put it bluntly like that. So that is the first thing. And the second thing is we live in, I think it's called pop psychology culture, where we are all encouraged to be like, hey, don't care about what anyone thinks of you, don't care about what people say about you, don't care about anything, and we take it to heart without really doing the work underneath it. And we go around saying, hey, I don't care anyway, I don't care what they think of me anyway, or I don't care if I have money or I don't. And we just heard that from a podcast. It's not something that we've really found for ourselves, that we don't care anyway. So that's another reason we use this a lot. Even if we don't say it in those words, it's just another reason that we end up saying, well, it doesn't matter anyway. So knowing those two reasons is the first important thing, and knowing why you do it. First is because we've been taught through pop psychology that we are stronger when we don't care anyways. And another second thing is it's our way of protecting ourselves. So how do we replace this? Knowing the context of this question, the way that I would replace it would be, I'm hurting and I am matured enough to handle it, right? So just accepting what you are really feeling at that moment. So it could be, I am disappointed and I am well equipped to handle it. I am hurting and I am matured enough to handle it. I am angry and I am matured enough to set better boundaries, to work on myself even more, to do anything. So you start with the so-called negative emotion and be like, you know what, this hurts. It hurts that I didn't get the money that I was supposed to get. It hurts that I didn't get the job that I was supposed to get. It hurts that I didn't get the house I was supposed to get. It hurts. It hurts really bad. And instead of saying but, and I am well equipped, or I am getting well equipped to deal with it. Whether that means speaking to a professional, or that means doing your own research, or whatever it means to be well equipped to deal with what you're going through. And I think that is so freeing, and it frees you from this clench of saying, I don't care, I don't need it. What I need, I've got everything I need inside of me. I don't need anything outside of me. That makes you, that tightens you up. And accepting your emotions, which is what Sunday Letters is all about accepting your so-called negative emotions, and just accepting it and saying, you know what, I am hurting, or you know what, I am disappointed, or things like that. So that is what I would suggest for that question. I hope that answers it. But the most important part of that question is finding out why you do it. And I can tell you now, you probably do it to cope with rejection, and finding healthier ways to cope with rejection. I hope that helps. All right, and the last one, this question is not from one person, but more than one people, and I just sort of summarized it into one. And the question is, what is my purpose? Now, I'm going to say something contradictory because I do use the word purpose in my practice. And yet, I would like to ask with this, if you are someone that is looking for a way for your purpose, I would ask that you just remove that word altogether. You remove purpose altogether, because it's a lot of pressure to think that there's this one thing that you came here for, that is here to change the whole world. We've been waiting for you, and there's truth to that, and yet it can add so much pressure on you. So remove the word purpose altogether and focus on what question number 2 was about, which was about the quality of life. Question number 1. What question number 1 was about, which was about the quality of life, and just being here to experience what life is about, to feel the wind, to feel the smells, and to feel everything that's going on here, right? So focusing on that first. And the other wonderful thing and I'm still going to talk about purpose a lot, but the other thing to focus on is lean in as much as you can to what you truly want. And the reason I'm saying what you truly want is because most of our wants are decided by the billboards. They're decided by the ads we see on Instagram. They're decided by what we consume. So when you take out all the consumption, all the advertising, all the programming from school, what is it that you truly want? All the hurt, when you move all of that, what is it that you truly want? And I'm talking about small things. Like, what do you like to eat? Actually, what you want to eat. What is your favorite food? And are you leaning more and more to that? And when do you like to drink? When do you like to sleep? What do you like to watch? And just keep leaning more and more to what you truly desire. And there's something that those traces, I think that's the right word, those traces are tracing you straight into your purpose, without using the word purpose, without worrying about purpose, just focusing on, this is what I truly want, this is where I want to go with my life, and that will take you to your purpose. And it starts with small things. It starts with waking up as part of your meditation in the morning, as part of your journaling in the morning. Go with leaning. How can I lean in more to what I want today? Not this year, not this week, not this month, just on this day that I have the next 24 hours. How can I lean in more to what I want, to what I like? And working on removing all the other noise that is happening around you to focus on your wants even more. I hope that answered all the questions. And I think I was going to do a summary, but I think I don't have time anymore. That's all I want to say for now. And it's wonderful that you're here. And if you want your question to be included, please email me. I love these questions and I love answering them. All the best. Bye.